After my management degree, I shifted over to consumer products. I joined TTK and Hindustan Lever. And my initial years were to understand the consumer. The difference between my engineering education and experience vis-a-vis the management experience is this. In engineering, you go for precision, you go for product excellence, and you ensure that what you do is perfect. Whereas in management, particularly when I specialize in marketing, it comes to the other side of the spectrum, which is understanding the customer needs, make it relevant for the customer, and ensure that the product is well priced and it delivers. So from engineering to consumer marketing, I literally went to a 180-degree shift, and it gave me a full 360 perspective of what business is, how to take care of both the product side as well as the customer side. And here, while I was in consumer products, I was fortunate to get a break into the fashion industry. At that time, if you recall, all of us, most of us, are used to tailored garments. All the engineering students, when we are studying also, the most important person for fashion for us is our tailor. Whether the tailor is able to get our fit right and whether we are able to get the right style and all that. That's the era all of us were brought up in our education. But then, as you started in our jobs, you would have seen that slowly the tailor-made was giving away to ready-made fashion. And ready-made fashion talent was not there because that's a new industry. So what people did, leading companies started attracting talent from consumer products. And having a background with Hindustan Lever, obviously this kind of talent they felt is appropriate to break open this fashion industry over the coming decades. And that's how I got opportunity. And I initially started my stint with Madura Coats. You would have heard of this Madura Coats earlier. It's a threads company, and which were just starting to get into garments. So I got an opportunity there to join them. And from there, my journey started. I was called to head the brand Van Heusen, which is a premium corporate brand. That brand just then started. It was a year old. And that year, they made me head brand. So at a young age, making a person heading a brand was a good opportunity for me to learn how to run a business. That's where my journey started. Very soon, the branded apparel started flourishing. A lot of Indian brands started launching in the market. Raymond launched Park Avenue. Arvind, Arrow, all these brands got launched. Madura Coats division, Madura Garments, was focusing on apparel. And while I was handling Van Heusen, there was a new opportunity to start a value brand because that was an emerging market. And that was the birth of Peter England. So I was a part of the startup team of the brand Peter England. And at the time, FMCG principles were applied. If you know, some of you may recall a campaign which we did called Honest Shirt. It was a TV-led campaign. We handled the branded apparel like FMCG in terms of mass communication and also mass distribution. Very soon we got into shop-in-shops and distribution-led expansion before we went to exclusive stores. Because in those days, exclusive stores are very, very new. Only Raymond had exclusive store network. Actually, only fabric brands had exclusive network. Ready-made never had it. But we were one of the pioneers in launching exclusive network for each of our brand. I'm sure in each one of your cities, you would have noticed the earliest showrooms of Louis Philippe, Van Heusen, or Peter England came much, much earlier than the market. So that helped the brands establish. I was fortunate to be part of the Peter England team where we grew this brand to close to 500 crores during my stint. And that 10-year stint in Madura really helped me to understand both the consumer marketing, as well as the fashion branded apparel. It is at that time I had another break wherein Dubai-based Landmark Group wanted to start a value fashion brand in India, and they just tested it in Dubai. and they found that the brand is working well. Peter England is a menswear value brand. They want to launch a family brand, and that's how the birth of Max happened. That is how I shifted from Madura to Landmark Group, and I was the first employee for Max Fashion way back in 2005. I started off Max with we took a 2-bedroom flat, and I started building the team from scratch, and we went about step by step building Max brand. And when I left Max, when I moved out to Lifestyle, it was the most profitable brand in the industry with a turnover of 4,000 crores. Here again, I should say that I'm fortunate to get my timing right. Just when the large format, multi-brand and conglomerates entered the fray, I was given an opportunity to be a part of this Max success story. Next phase for me was into both handling Lifestyle as an MD and also mentoring a brand called Easy Buy. Some of you might have heard about this brand Easy Buy. This brand is priced below Max. It is a part of a hypermarket Spar. Spar is also part of the Landmark Group, where it is focusing on tier 2 customer. How we differentiated Max and Lifestyle, Max and Easy Buy. Max is focusing on the middle class white collar segment, which means service industry, entrepreneurs, then ad agencies, metro based. That's how the brand was launched. We felt there's a need to get into tier 2 because India has 500 district headquarters, and these district headquarters, all of them want aspirational fashion branded. So we said what we did in Max, we want to do in Easy Buy, and that was a homegrown brand. Right from creating the name, launching it, everything was done out of India. Here I mentored the team. I did not directly lead the team, but I was mentoring the team. It was given to me to mentor, and as we speak, Easy Buy has now become a profitable brand covering more than 70 cities with 100 stores. Whereas Max is focusing on the metro and the tier 1, Easy Buy was focusing on tier 2 and tier 3. So between these two, they actually complemented the spectrum of value and fashion. On top of this was Lifestyle, which I handled 2 years. The last 3 years of my stint, I handled Lifestyle as the MD, both Lifestyle as well as Home Center. That around 2.5 years I handled. That is already an established brand. It is in the premium segment. So if you see my whole journey, I started off when the textile industry was giving away to branded apparel through Peter England and Van Heusen. And after that, the branded apparel gave way to large format retail, which is where Max came in. And after that, it became a big omni industry where I had exposure to Lifestyle, Home Center, apart from Max and Easy Buy. And also we launched the Landmark platform, our own app, into the online. And we also collaborated with the marketplace players like Flipkart and Amazon. You can see the change of industry in the screen, wherein between a 2005-15, where it was a much more simpler competition framework, suddenly exploded. It exploded with the entry of Amazon, entry of Walmart, Reliance Jio. Then you had Tata Click. Then all the global brands, Zara, H&M, IKEA, everybody came. Why? Because the whole industry, from not even a $500 million industry 30 years back, it has now crossed $10 billion industry by 2015, and it is all set to go to $30 billion in the next 5 years. So that attracted a lot of players, and more the number of players, the better for the industry, and the whole industry also is growing at a rapid pace. It was growing at a rapid pace, yes, till the pandemic happened. Pandemic actually has slowed down the whole growth, and today, over the last 3 months, what growth this segment achieved pre-pandemic 2019, they were just able to achieve. Last 3 months sales was matching the pre-pandemic sales, and the whole industry is confident that in 2022 they will be very much back on the growth path. At this stage in the career, I have already finished over three and a half decades. I decided to step back from a full-time role, and then I have shifted into the current role, which is advisor and mentor. What I believe is that whatever I had done myself over the past 3.5 decades, I should be able to help the emerging leaders to do the same through the career mentoring and coaching role. I had also specialized in coaching and mentoring, and I'm using those skills to mentor the future leaders. The next 5 years is going to be a glorious period for India, e-commerce, as well as the organized retail. In fact, everything is getting organized. Kirana store is getting organized. The fashion is getting organized. Then you have even your own industries, small manufacturing industries, everything is getting organized. And I believe there's a very good opportunity even for exports. And over the next 5 years, as the Prime Minister has stated, from the current $2.5 trillion, it is all set to reach a $5 trillion size business and industry and GDP in India. So this is how I had molded my career with fortunate timing that helped me to do that. One important thing I learned in my 3-decade career is that success happens only when you build a team and when you build ownership. This is applicable whether you are running a 2-member company or a 2,000-member company. They remain the same unless there is a team which is having complementary skills, and unless they take charge of the business, it's not possible to win the game in business. And in Max, that is what I ended up doing. Since I was fortunate to start this brand from scratch, at the recruitment stage itself, I ensured that the right team members were taken in, right growth path they were set, and I was able to align them to the purpose of Max, and that helped the success of Max.
I have one question here.
Yeah.
You're talking, I mean, Max is like an FMCG.
Yeah.
Have you thought, let's say, an engineering product or a building product is a new product is launched? Do you think?
I am not able to hear. If you can raise your voice.
Yeah. If a building product is launched.
Yes.
Can a brand be built even for an engineering product? Like I have seen some like polycab cables or Jaguar pipe fittings like that.
Yeah.
But Rico tiles and all that. But I'm just asking.
For brand can be built for any segment. It can be a consumer product, which it is simpler to, because of visibility, you can notice it easily. It can also be built for services. There are service industries where service branding is being done, and there are also engineering products where the brand happens. And even today in electrical, the switches and all that, there are brands which has come. Anchor brand people go for because of certain trust. And sanitary fittings, as you rightly said, brands are there. To me, brand is nothing but creating trust in a particular product or offering. And branding doesn't mean it is advertisement. It is not just by telling that you become a brand. By practicing things the right way and by consistently doing things the right way, you build a brand. It is more of consistency and creating trust rather than a flashy name with a flashy communication. Definitely it is possible. Incidentally, for the first 5 years of Max building, we did not even release an ad. It was all built through store network. It is only from the 5th year we started communicating to the customer. So you need not advertise to build a brand. In fact, I feel that the more you advertise, the more you are trying to cover up your inefficiency. If it is well positioned, you don't need to advertise much because people will understand. But you have to reach the customer. That's important. When you are having an engineering product, are you connecting with the target customer and delivering his or her needs? In fact, this business model covers that aspect also in terms of addressing the customer needs, either engineering product or a consumer product. Can I carry on?
Yeah, please.